Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! So, today I wanted to do an updated video of all my current favorite Lattafas, and I have for you 13 of them. So, I have this thing with like odd numbers, right? Call me superstitious or whatever, but I just like picking like 11, 13, 9, 7, 7 ideally because that's my favorite number. But like I have like 13 perfumes from for you right now, and these are the ones I'm currently leaning towards, and they're kind of my favorites. The thing is, like, I do have other favorites as well from Lattafa, but I filmed them so many times, so I'm gonna probably mention them as a honorary mention. Like, okay, that's also in my like good books. With Lattafa, they're just like they did not make the cut because they've been featured like so many times on my channel. So let's start like without further ado. Guys, I'm gonna go super fast. So I have done the reviews for all of these. So I'm just gonna go like skim through them and just tell you what I like about them and my rating for them. But the celebrity blah blah, I'm not gonna do that because I've done that in the original video for the review of these perfumes. So the first one is a new one in my collection, and that one is Mohra. Mohra is a gem of a perfume. It is supposed to be duping Penhaligon's Helvetii Cedar, and I agree. It is very, very much in that range. I do feel like it's kind of like a mixture of a lot of Helvetiis, but the closest one that comes to this one is the Cedar. I personally own only one Penhaligon's. It was, I think, Lady some, I don't know. It's there in my collection, and that one is something that I have been like treasuring and like not wearing too often because it cost me an arm and a leg. And like this one, I was so happy because it's like more or less in the same family of like Penhaligon's fragrances. From the first spray itself, you feel like you're smelling a Penhaligon fragrance, although it's not, it's a Lattafa. The only difference is that the Penhaligon's, like, it projects a lot, it's very potent, and it kind of like stays longer. Now, of course, my Mohra is like a brand new bottle, and I think it does need to macerate for some time, and I think it'll get a bit more, the longevity will definitely increase for this one as and how the days progress. But it's love at first sniff. It is such a, I don't know, some people might think it is like a medicinal quality, but I call it the apothecary tendency. It's something like ancient medicines where it's herbs and spices and like concoctions of something. It smells like a concoction, and it smells something like royal. It definitely smells something very upscale, like it's definitely a dressy perfume. It leans masculine, and it is like a gorgeous, gorgeous mixture of all the beautiful notes that you can imagine. But I would call this an oriental spicy perfume. Although the spices are not like in your face, and it'll not bother you like the original Helvetii. Let me tell you the notes for this one. First off, on Fragrantica, it's got 4.25, which is like a lot, right? So people love this fragrance, and I think they do like it because it's not very heady. Because you can wear this and get away with it. It will not claw people. It's not like the Eternal Oud. Eternal Oud is something that when you spray it, you need to be careful. This one, even if you overspray, you're not going to overwhelm anyone. The top notes for this are saffron, lavender, blood orange, and bergamot. The middle notes of black pepper, rose, and cashmere. And the base notes of patchouli, sandalwood, cedar, labdaman, and musk. Now, there is like a dried fruit kind of smell in this. It smells like some dried fruits and nuts. So it's like very plummy, but it has that prune smell as well as the overripe, almost fermented plum. So it smells like a boozy plum. I think I had said like it smells like a boozy plum, like a plum, overripe plum dipped in rum, and you take a bite, how it would taste. It's something like that. And then it has like hints of spices. There's some spices that are not mentioned in here, like cinnamon and cardamom, which I do smell. And I think Lattafa has kept some secrets here and there, which, like, it's fair enough. Not everybody discloses all the notes they have. So this definitely leans like a little masculine, but it's unisex in my opinion. I'm going to wear this a lot, but I'll do it in winter. So for me, this is a winter, a little dress up, like in the evenings. If you go for dinner or any formal occasions, or like, it's like a gala dinner or something, you go for that. It's beautiful. It'll impress people. It'll definitely give people the impression that you are a royalty. It smells like royalty. The longevity is around 4 hours, but it becomes a very skin scent, and also the projection is the same. It's like a 1 foot arm's length kind of a, scent bubble where people, when they come close to you, they can definitely smell you, and they'll smell you well. They will be like, oh, this is the smell coming from her or him, I gave this a 9 out of 10, and I stick to my opinion. This is a 9 out of 10 perfume. It's definitely beautiful. If you like perfumes such as Khamra, Eternal Oud, or the Penhaligon's Halfeti collection, you're gonna love this fragrance. It also has like this coolness about it, which I like. It doesn't smell too warm and too spicy. It has like this cooling effect which comes from lavender and saffron, I guess. So yeah, this is the first one in my collection, which is like my current Lattafa favorite. The next one, guys, is, whoa, I almost dropped this bottle. It's such a pretty bottle, first of all, and it smells exactly how it looks like. This is the Mohra Silky Rose. So these two were the like released together, and this one is more of your lychee rose perfume, and it smells like a lychee martini. Like it's like it smells very cool. At the same time, it has this little something about it which, like, it's like the je ne sais quoi. I've just learned this word because I was like hearing people use this word. I'm like, what does it mean? And they were like, oh, you can't explain it in English. I was like, no, you can. It's like a special quality. But when you say it in like French, it's like je ne sais quoi. It's like, just sounds like so wow, So it has like this like little thing where you can't really like I did not expect it from this perfume. It is instantly, it puts you in a good mood. It makes you feel like pretty, light, even if you're like dirty and stinky. If you wear this, you'll suddenly feel like you're so pretty, like a flower blooming with the lychee garden around you, So it's gorgeous. It's definitely like a pink perfume, like the color of the bottle, and the main ingredients that come forward are rose, lychee, and musk. Although this has the top notes of rose, pink pepper, and lychee, the pink pepper is like a mere touch, so it's not like, you cannot actually recognize the pink pepper coming forward, especially in the opening, but you can feel it somewhere in the background, but it's nothing that bothers you or gives it that kick kind of a thing. It is like there just to give some support. The middle notes are rose, musk, and lily of the valley. I don't really see the lily of the valley in here, and I'm very happy because I was just worried about that particular note because I am not very fond of lily of the valley. It's just too cloying, but in this it's done really well. And the base notes are musk, vanilla, and patchouli. If you don't like patchouli, don't be scared. This is nothing like the dirty patchouli. This is like a little bit fresher, and it's barely there. Vanilla is also barely there, but you definitely have it. You can smell it in the background. And the musk is like quite prominent. And although I do not like musk usually, this musk, like, done so well. Very effervescent, light, pretty. It's a very neutral makeup kind of, but like a rosy pink kind of the makeup. Fragrantica gave it 4.52, which is like a lot. This is definitely a floral perfume. A lot of people like it. Many people did suggest to me to buy this perfume, and I'm in awe. I'm in awe. Like, this is one of my favorite rose perfumes. I think I'm beginning to fall in love with rose perfumes again, and I like this one. This is not even a pink rose. This is like a off-white, pinkish, leaning pink. The like little blushed pink. The weather for this is definitely it's spring, summer, more spring, I suppose. The longevity is like really well because the whole night it stayed on me. In the morning I could still smell like a little musky goodness, but it was not like, it's not that musk. So I do think that the longevity is like 7 to 8 hours, but the projection is like 1 or 2 feet. If I overspray, 3 feet. I gave it a rating of 9.10, and I'm gonna stick to that. And the celebrity I'd given it to was Selena. The next one is everyone's favorite, and that is your Nasheet. This is the dupe for Ani by Nishane. And I think Nishane is like a Turkish perfume, and I think all their perfumes are like beautiful, but it's kind of like not affordable. So which is why like I'm sticking to the dupes right now. But I will be getting Ani because like it smells like it's a very close dupe, and I really want to get that just because Nasheet doesn't have that much power. Ani does, and Ani stays like forever on your skin. And mixing the two, I can make the Ani last longer. So this one is like a magical one. Again, it has that apothecary kind of scent to it. It's like, those wooden crates or whatever, like the tables you had, and they open and they have these sections in it, and they store herbs and stuff. Kind of gives me that feeling. And I think I was telling you, like, maybe it's eucalyptus or it smells like myrrh or frankincense or something. Yeah, this one has frankincense. So yeah, you know. So the top notes for this are gaiac wood, the middle notes of nutmeg, and the base notes of sandalwood, cashmere, and frankincense. It is a essential oily vanilla, you know, and it smells so good because it's sweet. At the same time, it has this frankincense quality, and then it has that wood. So yeah, like the wooden box, or you know, the crate they have, like which they use as a table. When they open it, they have like different herbs and these resins, which are like frankincense, myrrh, and all those styrax. You know, like they all kind of smell similar. Such a good perfume. This is definitely a unisex. Both the genders can equally pull this off. Like this is like one of those very like in the middle. Like it can go either way. So it totally depends on your personality and stuff. The thing is, this doesn't project too much. So I'll give it like a 2 feet projection. Longevity is 3 to 4 hours, pushing it. Like if I go in the sun, maybe only 3 hours. This is again all seasons for me. I would dare wear it during daytime as well, but it'll be better and it'll bloom more in the evening. The rating for this is 10 out of 10. This is okay, let's not give it 10 out of 10 just because it's duping something. So 9 out of 10, like, but close 10. Now I have another seductive perfume. This is the dupe for Rosendo Mateo's number 5. This is the Ishq Al Shuyukh by Lattafa. And this is from the Pride collection. This one, anybody who's complaining that this smells like leather or it smells like boots or something, yes, it does in the beginning. Let it macerate. Now my perfume is like a sweet leather. Like all I can tell you about this perfume, it smells like sweet suede, not leather. So it's not like leathery. It has like this like a smooth quality, like, you know. And I think it's because yeah, it has suede leather. So this is categorized as an amber vanilla, and this one also has got a 4.52. This is when I last checked, so I don't know how it's doing right now. People also say it smells like baby cat. I don't know, I've not smelled the YSL perfumes. The top notes for this are caramel and saffron, so that's where the sweetness is coming from, and it's an instant sweetness, so you don't wait till like your base notes to kick in, so you can have like the mix of the leather and the vanilla. So you have the caramel and the saffron in the top, heart notes of tonka bean and suede leather. Again, it's like suede leather and something sweet, and the base notes of amber, vanilla, musk, everything sweet. So that's why I tell you, there's literally nothing. It's like a compilation of all the sweet notes along with your suede leather. Nothing more to it, but it just makes you so attracted to this perfume. This definitely leans masculine, but it's a unisex. But it's a unisex leaning masculine. This is 100% winter, evenings, strictly, or occasion. Like you, again, this is like a gala dinner kind of. It's gala dinner worthy. You know, you're going to like a special place and you want to stand out when people come near you and they smell this. Like this one's projection is great, longevity is great, and I think like if you want to impress people, you wear this. Now this one is not like a blind buy. I'm telling you my favorites right now, but many people do not like it. But as per Fragrantica, it seems like everybody does love it. This definitely has a projection of like 6 to 8 feet. The longevity is like 6+ hours, if not more. Like for me, it stays on my clothes till I wash it off, you know. And the rating for this is like 9 out of 5. And a celebrity I had given this to was Matthew McConaughey with his like quirkiness and everything, you know. Next on my list is something different. This is again an effervescent perfume that I fell in love with. When I first smelled this perfume, I was like not impressed, but then it macerated for like 2-3 months because I didn't film them. I was not excited to film this entire series. And now from this series, I like 2 different ones. The first one is your Haya, and this is again by Lattafa. It's a very underrated perfume. It was very below the radar. Like I would see this everywhere, but I was scared to buy it because I was like, oh my gosh, if it smells anything like how the bottle looks like, I'll be like, you know. But now I absolutely love this perfume. This is like your strawberry dipped in champagne, pink champagne. Then it's like super sweet. It's like definitely something, if you like Ari by Ariana Grande, you will like this perfume. And it's very beautiful, and it does smell something like you've smelled before in a mist or something, but it is just like all the goodness from the mist has been concentrated into one bottle and put out. The top notes for this are pink champagne, pink berries, blood orange, pink freesia. Can you imagine like the notes? Middle notes of gardenia, vanilla, orchid, and jasmine. And the base notes of praline, amber, and sandalwood. This is why like it's a proper fruity, like it's like a proper fruity floral, right? And it's in a very good balance. So you have like your fresh fruits, you have your berries, and then you have all these sweet notes, you know, and the beautiful flowers. And it's like a good mix of all the flowers. So you can't really identify a single flower, but like for me, this is just like an effervescence goodness. To me, it smells like how bridesmaids should smell like not like overtake the smell of the bride, but like smell very peppy and very like you have a bounce in your step, you're happy for your friend. It's a very happy perfume, it's like very beautiful. But I don't know why every time I smell it, I either feel it's like a group of girls having a picnic, or it's like bridesmaids. What's funny is like I keep like going to this thingy behind me, and I keep pulling this perfume out to wear it. I'm sure I've finished quite a bit of it. Even when I'm at home, I love like spraying this on myself, and I absolutely love this perfume. So this for me is like a 10 out of 10 perfume, like hands down, like no thinking about it. Gorgeous. This is definitely like a spring summer perfume. It'll shine more in summer, especially during the daytime. I don't think this is suitable for nighttime, but if you want, you can wear it. It just smells very effervescent, fresh. It'll make you cool during summer, and I think that's why I like this perfume so much, because it's so hot over here right now, so humid, and in that, this is just like a breath of fresh air. The projection is like an arm's length, and the longevity is getting better and better by the day. Initially, when I bought it, it was like 3 hours, but now I feel it does last for like 4 to 5 hours. So, but it'll become very like skin scent, you know. So you do need to top it off. And now the prices for these have reduced a lot. When I bought them, they were like super pricey because they were not available in UAE. The next one is the sister of this perfume, and this one is like Sakeena, and this is a proper fruity fragrance. This smells juicy. It smells okay. So people were asking me, does it smell like Nebras Gold, or does it smell like your Bade'e Al Oud Sublime? No, they all three of them are like really different. This one smells slightly incensey, but very, very fruity and almost gone bad fruits. Again, it's like overripe fruit. It's extremely unique, and I think it does have some ingredients that are synthetic, because it just reminds me of some drink. I don't know, it's like a cocktail, but it's like the syrup you put in cocktails. You know, you get those grenadine and all those different ones. It smells like something like that, but definitely smells like something you put in a cocktail. The top notes for this are mandarin, ozonic accord, passion fruit. The middle notes are orange flower, rose, sea salt, and raspberry, and the base notes of musk, vanilla, praline, and toffee. And that's the beauty of this. This is like all your fruity goodness, but then it has this hint of the sea salt, which like cuts through all the sweetness. And you know, like even in your desserts, you want that, right? You cannot have it like completely sweet. You do need to put a little bit of hint of like salt in the caramel or something, you know, so that it like cuts through the sweetness and gives you a little kick, you know. This one is a gorgeous beauty. I know so many people who are absolutely in love with this perfume. Sakeena is like a really, really beautiful perfume. I'm just surprised that like initially, why did I not like this entire range? Maybe I was going through something and I was associating, I was not in a good mood or something, because during those days I remember I hated everything. Gorgeous perfume, and it stays, it's linear, it just stays the same like throughout. I don't feel like a top middle, and it's blended so well that you can't recognize like a single note. So that's why these berries and mandarin and flowers and like, you know, all your vanilla, toffee, praline, everything, it's all blended into like a nice cocktail, and then now you can't make out what's what, you know. Again, I think this is like a summer perfume, but summer night perfume. You can wear this on a date, you can wear this with your friends, it's very playful, it's very intriguing, it's very seductive, but it gives me a night vibe. Like it definitely like feels to me like it's a sunset or night. This is leaning definitely feminine. The projection is like 2 feet. Longevity, I would say like 4 to 5 hours, like not more. This is like a 9 out of 10 for me. The more it's macerating, it's getting better and better, and I absolutely find it stunning. I love it. I did not include the Lattafa, what was that called? Rose Gold. I did not include that because I've been including that in like each and every perfume, and I'm kind of like getting like, okay, I need to do like something different, which is why I chose Tharwah Gold instead. Now I know you're gonna tell me like you have been just like raving about this perfume like again and again, and like we're sick and tired of hearing praises about it, but I just love this perfume. I know some people did not like this perfume. Somebody even messaged me that they were disappointed with this perfume. It's too generic and everything. I don't find this to be generic at all. It's very unique. If you like Lantedi, if you like Libre, you will just like this perfume. It's so beautiful. Somebody else told me that it smells like Elisa Blee Parfum, and I promise I'm gonna get that fragrance because I need to, because so many perfumes are compared to that. And this, it smells so beautiful. It's like a pure floral. So the top notes are lavender and bergamot, middle notes of orange blossom and jasmine, And the base notes of vanilla, vetiver and amber. Oh, it's so sweet and it's so floral and it's so beautiful. At the same time, it's fresh. It's like floral fresh, you know. So even if you don't like florals, like floral perfume, you're gonna like this because of that lavender and bergamot cut, which is why Libre is so famous. That's why Libre, I love it. The intense version is my favorite, but I do want to get the entire set and like try all of them. But this guy, this Tharwah Gold is awesome. It's like from their Pride collection, so it's slightly more pricier, but I believe like all the prices are coming down now. Now, if you want something that smells sweet, fresh and white floral, this is it. This is the one. This is like stunning and it's absolutely feminine. Again, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I'm not giving anything 10 out of 10 because I'm reserving a 10 for something that I think is like wow, you know. So 9 out of 10. It stays forever. So it's 8+ hours of longevity. Your projection is like a good 3 to 4 feet because when I spray it, it goes literally travels to the other room as well. So now the next one, you will not be surprised because I keep raving about it and I have included the entire line in this episode because I just love all of them and I cannot help it. Therefore, so yes, the balance is going to be occupied with this entire range, and that is your Bade'e Al Oud. So the first one is of course Amethyst. Amethyst is like a very Arabian princess, very 1001 Arabian Nights. If you've read the book, you know. And for some reason, this just reminds me of a princess or a queen. It reminds me of like Arabian royalty. This is a unisex perfume, but in my opinion, like better if it's like women sticking to it because this is like a dark rose, like a dark rose. So it's your red, dark maroon, those maroon roses with the black roses together. Oh my gosh. This is supposed to be duping like Atomic Rose, but it's like in the same family, not really duping. And on Fragrantica, I know it's like 4.3, 4.34 or something. This is definitely a Middle Eastern leaning fragrance, right? So this smells very Middle Eastern. That's why I keep saying it's like an Arabian princess. The top notes are bergamot, pink pepper, blackcurrant. The heart notes of Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose and jasmine. Base notes of agarwood, amber and vanilla. So it does have oud, but it is not your barnyardy oud. It is a very, it's blending in as a backup dancer, you know. The rose is the singer, like the main singer, and this is like a backup dancer in the background dancing around, you know. So it just gives it like a little support and added value, but it is definitely not in the forefront, so it doesn't smell like oud. Now, despite of it, oud not being prominent, this is like Middle Eastern leaning, so be prepared for that. It's a beast mode perfume, lasts like 8 hours plus. The projection is also like 8 feet. Spray on one side of the room, it'll go all the way to the other room. It'll go to the rest of the house. Like I spray this, leave the house, come back, my house is still smelling of this. I love this perfume so much, it's so gorgeous. This is definitely a nighttime perfume. It also feels like velvet. It reminds me of this color. The color is apt. This color, like velvet, like a gown or a cloak or something, like, you know, the princesses or the queen is wearing like a cloak, which is this, the gold with this color, you know, the velvet cloaks. This one for me is 10 out of 10, guys. This is what I was telling you. Let me like say some are 9, some are 10 because this guy is a winner. Like she is like a beauty. Like I think I will, once I finish this, I'll buy it more. I'll keep buying it for the rest of my life till it's available. If it's getting discontinued, I'm gonna get backup bottles after bottles so that I never run out of it. Beautiful fragrance. The next one from this range I like is the Bade'e Al Oud Sublime, of course. How can I not include this? Now, like I told you, there's Sakeena, which is like a cold, cocktaily kind of fruity perfume. This one is a very apple forward, but the apple, it's like literally feels like if it's a ripe apple, the sweet apple, the red one. You take a bite and you know how you feel that initially. And people say that this smells like Eden Juicy Apple by Kayali. It does, they're very, very similar. This one though, it smells a little bit more syrupy and thick compared to that one, which is like a very transparent. I want to call it transparent. It is not like a thick viscous liquid. This is like, it smells like a syrup. The other smells like a watery drink, you know. But this one is like gorgeous. Like this is your very apple forward perfume. I think this is like one of the very few perfumes which have apple that I actually like, because the note apple like repulses me, especially that crispy apple, the green one, Granny Smith or something they call it. But that is like, guys, you know these words like Granny Smith and everything. By the way, it's not very common in the UAE. The reason why I know these words and everything is because I watch a lot of TV and series and stuff, so that's why I know all these. But like over here, they just call it a green apple, you know. Now this one, of course, it's like in the same category as they say herba pura and everything. But listen, I'm sick and tired of herba pura. I'm sick and tired of kirke. I'm so tired. That's why I've not included anything that smells like that. This is definitely in the same family. This is a cousin, and it's like a blood cousin. You know, the first cousin. You know, so definitely it's very fruity. The top notes for this are lychee, rose, and apple. I promise you that the rose is it's a hint and a minuscule amount, and the lychee as well is a very minuscule amount. Forward is like just apple. The middle notes are jasmine and plum. I do not feel the jasmine is quite there. It's not indolic at all, but the plum is where that I think thick, syrupy, very ripe, that feeling is coming from the plum. And the base notes are vanilla, moss, and patchouli. I can't smell any moss, I can't smell any patchouli, but I can definitely smell vanilla. So it's giving me like a little like a rainy season kind of thing. That's why I think that's where the patchouli and moss come in. But it's so mild that you can barely notice it. If you read the notes, you'll be like, yep, I can smell it. But otherwise, no. This one for me is like a summer day or night. You can wear it anytime, but definitely summer, not even spring. The longevity is like around 4 hours, and the sillage is like, sorry, the projection is like 2 feet or so. I gave this like a 7.5 out of 10. I'm getting tempted to give it 8. But you know, the thing is, I love and treasure this perfume, but I don't reach for it that often. So I'm sure you know what's coming next. Yes, it's the Bade'e Al Oud Oud for Glory. Such a gorgeous scent. This is like, I had to include like one proper oud. This is like a proper oud. And yes, this is a Banyadi oud. This smells cold. It smells like a Arabian, I don't want to say horse stable because you will mistake it for dung or one of those scents, you know, like the poopy smell. It's not. It's like a Arabian dude riding a black horse, you know. But you know the horse, it smells like a little like of the barn, you know. It doesn't smell exactly like a barnyard. It smells like a horse that's come out of the barnyard, has a prince on it, who is smelling like gorgeous. He has worn oud. This is categorized as an amber wood, and the Fragrantica rating is 4.24, which is excellent. Of course, this is duping oud for happiness, was it? Oud for greatness. There's so many different oud for. I'm confused now. Oud for Greatness by Initio. It's like a blatant copy. It's like, look at the bottle, look at everything. It's like all like, you know. So this does smell very much like that. And of course the Initio perfume is like very well loved. It kind of gave oud a chance, like to populate, you know, like get people addicted to it. And I think this is a wonderful perfume. It's definitely not for someone who does not like oud. So this is not your gateway oud. This is like, if you already like oud, you will like this one. This for me is any season at night. It'll do better in winter, not in really hot summer unless it's indoors. It is unisex, but definitely leans masculine. The longevity is like 4 to 6 hours, depends on your situation, if you're outdoor, indoor. The projection is like 7 to 8 feet. It's like you spray this, 5 sprays or 6 sprays, and you're good to go. It'll last you the entire day. Mind you, don't spray this in the car, don't spray this in the elevator, because you're going to choke everybody around you. You're going to choke yourself. This for me is a 10 out of 10 perfume also. Just like the Bade'e Al Oud Amethyst. Gorgeous scent. Now, the next one, take it with a grain of salt, and I'll tell you why. It's from the same collection. It's the newest one. I freaking love this bottle. I'm absolutely in love with this. And the celebrity I gave this to was Gigi Hadid, wearing a white gown, you know, and she's blonde, and she wears a white gown, which is like a silhouette dress, and she's wearing gold jewelry. Just look at this bottle. Like, look at how freaking beautiful it is. It's stunning. And the smell is as stunning as the bottle. It's very beautiful. How I had described it was like a turmeric latte with a hint of vanilla, a hint of pineapple extract, and a little pinch of black pepper. It opens off very like Qaid al-Fursan, but not that potent. Like that pineapple was like, sickly sweet, right? This one is not. This is also like a fresh pineapple, definitely not a fake one, but it like subsides, and it'll be there in the background later as a sweetness, but not really, like a fruity sweetness, but not really like the pineapple. So if you're worried that there are too many pineapple notes around, and you know, it's like funny, like people get obsessed. So there was a time everybody was doing cherry perfumes, right? Before that, just before the cherry, it was the pineapple, and everybody was making pineapple. Now there's a different one, right? Mango. Yeah, I think mango is in trend. Everybody's making mango perfumes everywhere. And before that it was oud and rose and like, you know, like, so they're trends. And right now I think the trend, like for some reason people are doing mango and pineapple again, you know. So I know many people have had it with the pineapple scents. Honestly, I love pineapple scent. Some people say it smells like urine, the pineapple, not this perfume, but I don't get it. I just never felt that, you know. But this one is stunning. Definitely, it has like a hint of cinnamon as well, like in the latte, in the turmeric latte. This is again a unisex fragrance, but I would prefer it on a woman because like it does have like this softness about it. It's very smooth, soft, and it is slightly lactonic, but it is not bothering me because there's no actual note. There's a creme brulee note, which is like, so the top notes are pineapple and creme brulee. Middle notes of turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper, and benzoin, and the base notes of vanilla, cashmere, and sandalwood and moss. Now that moss thingy, like I feel it, but again, because I read it, I feel it. It kind of like bothers me a little bit, but like I feel like once this macerates more, it'll change. The problem right now with this is that the longevity is not even like an hour. It'll push to 2 hours if you like keep sniffing yourself and you can smell it on your skin. But like as such, I think it's like a brand new perfume. It's just launched last month, so give it some time, and the prices will reduce as well, and then you can buy it. But this is definitely one of my favorite perfumes because it's very unique. I really like it. And you know, it could be a sister to Bade'e Al Oud Sublime, but it cannot be a sister to the other two because the other two were goth. These two are like not. You know? So yep, love this perfume. You can wear it anytime during the day. You can wear it in any season. You can wear it on occasion, in like a normal day-to-day situation. It'll do just fine. Rating I have given this is like 8 out of 10 for now, but I think it's going to increase. Like once it's macerated, it'll definitely go to a 9 if not 10. So I can't wait to like see how this progresses. But in the meanwhile, I'm very happy with it as it is currently on my top Lattafas. So we're done with all the Bade'e Al Ouds. That's good news. So we can move on and do some other perfumes. The second last one is the Ameerat Al Arab, which means Princess of Arabia. It's a very beautiful bottle. Unfortunately, my sticker is crooked. The plaque is crooked, and it irks me like no one's business. Like I hate the fact that this is like crooked because this was one of the bottles I really wanted to get my hands on because it's just so beautiful. Look at that. And then they do this to me, you know. Now this fragrance is called a floral fragrance, and it has rating of like 4.1, 4.2 on Fragrantica. Stunning, stunning. It immediately feels like night blooms and fruits. It's cold at the same time. Definitely leaning Middle Eastern, by the way. It does feel like a princess, you know, not a queen. And they have been comparing this to Armani My Way, which I feel it is not, you know. It is fruity, fresh, but it's not smelling like Armani My Way. It's very uplifting. It makes you feel like, again, precious. You feel like you're worth it. Okay, no, that's not the right thing to say. It just gives you some weight, you know, like when you wear this, I just feel pretty. I just like when I spray this, I feel pretty. I feel like doing the chores around the house. Like if I go to work wearing this, I feel like doing work, you know. It doesn't let me go to that slump, that energy slump that you get like by 11 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, that's me. I take like the longest time to like wake up and like be fresh to allow anybody to talk to me. And then by the time it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30, I start like working, and then by 11, I'm like slumping again. It's like weird, you know. And at night, I'm like I'm a nocturnal person. I'm thriving at night, but daytime till the sun is up, I'm just like so lethargic. So this kind of gives me that motivation to go out and do more. And I feel like this is like gives me some ambition. It's like a weird thing to say, but it does. It motivates me. The top notes for this is citruses and bergamot, which is like the absolute cold freshness. Middle notes of white musk and aloe vera. That's weird. I can't smell aloe vera. By the way, I don't like the smell of aloe vera, but I can't smell it. The base notes are jasmine, musk, woody notes, and oud. Don't get scared of oud. There's not oud. There's barely. It's like I can't even smell it, to be honest with you. No, I don't smell it. I don't know. They're lying. Or maybe it's just there like a little bit to make the composition, but like honestly, like it's not oud, so don't be scared. But it is Middle Eastern leaning. This is like really feminine. It's super feminine. The longevity is like 4 to 5 hours. The projection is like a good 4 to 5 feet. It does like project. When you walk, it'll leave a trail behind you, which is what I like about this perfume, because this again is a perfume that makes you beautiful and makes you feel sweet and dainty and very feminine energy, but at the same time it leaves a trail and leaves an impression. I'll give this an 8 8 out of 10. It's not revolutionary because I've smelled a lot of Middle Eastern perfumes which smell like this, but I didn't know I was missing this perfume till I bought it, you know? So I quite like it, and currently I've been reaching for this a lot. Because it's summer, I'm like just pouncing on everything that smells fresh and effervescent. Last but not the least, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I just had to put Nebras. I know you guys hate me, you're like, stop it with the Nebras. It just smells like a lotus biscuit, or back home you have this Britannia biscuits, like the tea biscuits you call them, the glucose biscuits they call it, or some people like they have this lotus biscuit. Smells like that, and it's heavy on the vanilla essence. It also has like a slightly herbal quality with this. Just have not mentioned it, but it's either frankincense or eucalyptus, or it smells cold. It and has a touch of it, which is why I just love this perfume so much. It's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. It gives you like, it's like a warm hug. The moment you spray this, you feel like cozy, comfy. It's very like, if I spray this, it will not make me feel like going to the gym, for example. You know, if I spray this, I'm not going anywhere near the gym. I'm gonna like cozy up in my blanket and watch TV or something, and you know, purposely like make it like really cold in my house, like put the AC on like low, and then like, you know, curl up in bed, start to feel cold and try to keep yourself warm. It smells like, you know, when you're really cold and you have like a warm cup of cocoa or something, you know, like it just gives you that warmth inside and everything. It's just like that. But the closest thing I can tell you how it smells like is lotus biscuit. It smells like lotus biscuit, and like another perfume that smells like this without that little herbal note is Ibar from Rasasi. Also has the same quality. So I just like, stunning perfume. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I cannot praise it enough. I can. Right now it's like overpriced. When I bought it, I bought it for like not very, I think it was like $33 or something. But now I know it's been like, it's sold out most of the time, and when it comes back in stock, they just overprice it. So it's a shame that like not everybody is getting their hands on it, but it's definitely worth a purchase. If you're a gourmand lover, you're gonna love this. If you don't like smelling like cookie, bakery kind of thing, don't go for it. But just because it has that little hint of that herbal or like that resin note, it gives it that little oomph that you are not gonna hate it. I don't think anyone can dislike this perfume. Every time, by the way, I've worn this perfume, people have just complimented me. They're like, oh my god, you're smelling so delicious and yummy. This is supposed to be a dupe of Billie Eilish, and I'm sure this like is like very high up in Fragrantica as well. I'm not going to talk too much about this because everybody knows how this smells like. Everybody's been trying to get their hands on this. I'm very tempted to see if the Nebras Silver, because this is Nebras Gold, the Nebras Silver, does it also smell gourmand, because that's meant for men. This was meant for women. But I really want to see like how that one feels like, you know. And I will get the Billie Eilish perfume. I know it's redundant to buy both, but I just like, I like Billie Eilish, and I like the bottles. I like, they look like stunning. I want to get both of them, the golden one and the chromy, like black. I don't know if it's chrome or black, but the darker one, you know. They're quite pricey by the way for a celebrity perfume, but then, you know, the perfumes are beautiful, so it's very much worth it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope like I would ideally make these like updated favorite Lattafa videos like once every 6 months, because then I'll have enough of new Lattafas to like tell you my updated list. It'll also vary in seasons, and in Dubai you literally have 2 seasons. It's like winter and summer, there's nothing else, you know. So yeah, I'll do another one during winter where I'll probably have an accumulation of more winter scents from Lattafa, because I do have some prides on my mind, Lattafa prides, but I'm not getting them right now because of the weather. Like I know I'm not gonna like them right now, so just waiting for that. I hope you liked this video. Enjoy yourself, take care. I know it's the weekend. I'm still filming on a weekend. Honestly, guys, like my life is like a mess right now, and I need to really start like organizing it, because it's so tough for me to film, edit, and then like try to rest in between, and then go to work, like, you know, like from 9 to 6. It's getting a little like too much for me. But like I'm trying to like, you know, stay focused and try to figure out ways of like doing things faster. So just went on a rant for no reason whatsoever. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.